You mean the tech group? Start again. What's up, fam? Welcome to this video. Any established business owner is going to tell you that high turnover of employees is the biggest cost that they face within their business. Replacing an employee's costs time and money, not to mention the disruption in productivity, can be detrimental to any business owner. This is why you've seen VAs, virtual assistants, blow up in the last few years, in particular the last 4 to 5 years. Many business owners and entrepreneurs are turning to hiring virtual assistants, not only because of the overheads are significantly reduced, but also because the turnover of staff. You might think there's some risks involved, and is it really worth the investment? And that's what I want to cover in this video, so you know everything you need to know before you go ahead. Before we jump into the juice of this video, be sure to like this video and also subscribe. It helps me to reach more people like you. Now, I've scaled my business to healthy 5-figure months, and I've also helped hundreds of other entrepreneurs, businesses, and coaches do the same thing through building their dream team with international talent. So there's a thing or two that I have here to share with you guys. Stick around. So why does employee turnover matters? Because this is the life force of your business, okay? If you're working by yourself and your business relies wholly and solely on you, there's only so far you can go with that, right? There's going to be a point where you either need to hire a contractor, an employee, or a VA. Now, when it comes to employees, if you're training employees, there was an SHMR study that came out, I'll pop the link to that below, that said that replacing a salaried employee can cost 6 to 9 months of that employee's salary on average. That's pretty huge. When you add everything up, the adjustment period, the training costs, the time, the energy, the money that goes into paying an employee, all these things add to the overheads and the operational costs, and that's why that number is so high there. But the beautiful thing is there is a way that you can reduce this significantly, and that is through hiring virtual assistants. So what is a virtual assistant and what do they do? So a virtual assistant, also known as a VA, is a professional that works online, usually remotely, and provides services to their clients. And it might be admin work, it could be bookkeeping work, it could be random ad hoc stuff, it can be specialized stuff as well, such as social media management support, web development, media buyers, operation managers, project managers, digital marketing, SEO specialists. Honestly, the list goes on. You can hire pretty much any role that you can think of, you can hire remotely. Now, VAs are often independent contractors, and they can offer a variety of different services. They might have some hybrid roles, or they might have a specialty role. Virtual assistants, they might be hired to do one-off project-based gigs, or it could be more of an ongoing role. Many business owners are hiring VAs to handle the admin and the repetitive sort of day-to-day tasks within their business, so that frees up their time to focus on the revenue creating or the higher value tasks within their business, such as the sales process or the content creation or the building of their community. If you want to dive a little bit deeper into this one, be sure to check out this video on what it is that virtual assistants do. That does a bit of a deep dive and goes into hiring the right VA for you. Now, if you're not sure what part of the operations or the delivery that you should be delegating or outsourcing within your business, let me know below. I will leave a link to my delegation cheat sheet. You can go ahead and download that. There is a bunch of stuff in there that's going to give you a lot of clarity around which direction you should be going depending on where you're currently at. Now, the cost of an in-house employee versus a virtual assistant does vary significantly, but generally it's going to be anywhere between half to 3/4 of the reduced price hiring a virtual assistant over an in-house employee. I'm not saying don't hire an in-house employee. I truly believe that they have their place. I have employees now as well. However, when I first started my business and I was on a bootstrap budget, I was going to virtual assistants because it was much more efficient and financially viable for me. I think it's amazing if you can afford in-house employees off the bat, but I also think there is such a beautiful place for virtual professionals to come into your business as well and help to reduce some of those overheads, so you can really have a bit of a hybrid hiring model there, or recruitment model, where you can have both. However, if you are not yet an established business, you might find that hiring virtual assistants makes the most sense for you starting off. So obviously I've already said that one of the main things that comes through, the most obvious thing, is the reduced cost that you're gonna be facing when hiring a virtual assistant over a in-house employee. This is because the overall salary is a lot cheaper when you're hiring international talents. But in addition to that, when you're hiring overseas, you're generally contracting as well. So if we pull up this graphic here, you can see the differences between employee versus virtual assistant. So virtual professional, there's no taxes, no insurance, and no benefits that you're paying. You can hire a VA on an ongoing basis. You have access to broader talent pool. You can work on the weekend, at night, or on holidays. And there's no extra equipment or space that's needed because they can work remotely from their home office. And then we've got an in-house employee, so there's going to be costs associated with maintaining the office space and also training the employee as well, so that they can be upskilled to where you will need them. You're going to be paying a regular salary here regardless of the workload, and then you've got payroll, taxes, and benefits, as well as when they're taking time off, sick leave, you're also having to pay for that. So another important factor to consider is expertise. I think in-house employees as well as virtual professionals can both bring really multifaceted, beautiful skill sets to the table. An in-house employee may have more experience or in a particular skill set or niche. However, I do feel like virtual professionals have a bit more flexibility and scalability in the business. Ultimately, what this is going to come down to is what is going to work best for your individual business and your individual circumstances. Both have their advantages and their disadvantages, so it is important to weigh up all the options as well before making a decision. Hence why you're here, doing your research, investigating. I'm an investigator too, so appreciate that. So if we dive a little bit deeper into the virtual assistant versus in-house employee savings and costs, then I'm just going to bring up this graphic here so that you can have a look. So for an office worker doing, let's say, 2,080 hours per year at $25 an hour, this is going to be roughly $52,000 per year, regardless of the workload. So you still have to pay for the benefits and the overheads of the office space, the insurance, compensation, overtime pay, admin, taxes, all of that stuff, right? So totaled up, you can be looking at over 100 grand a year for an in-house employee. All of those little costs, they do add up. In terms of virtual assistants, you do need to pay the agreed rate per hour, and that will just depend on their experience and their skills. So let's say it's $10 an hour, and if we multiply that, then we're looking at around $20,000 per year for a full-time virtual assistant. So there is quite a significant saving there. It can be up to $80,000 of savings on the salary or the overall annual cost of having a team member on board. So what about the company culture? This is such an important topic, and you might be asking, like, how am I meant to cultivate a company culture if I'm working with people remotely? Like, how does that look? Virtual assistants have redefined the ecosystem of work and the boundaries of business thanks to technology. You can be using video conference tools such as Zoom and Google Meet, group communication tools such as Slack. You can be using Facebook Messenger for that, WhatsApp, Signal, Telegram, and then your cloud-based storage tools such as Google Workspace, which encompasses so much and is such a collaborative platform. This all allows the global workforce to be able to collaborate in a really beautiful, multifaceted, and quite seamless way. And I've just found within my team as well, this has made it really easeful for us in getting our groove together and, being able to easily tag people and notify them of things and get together and really build up and boost that staff morale as well, and create a tight-knit and supportive and nurturing community as well. There's so much diversity to tap into with international talent, and it's all made possible via the beautiful Wi-Fi networks that we all have available to us. So whether you decide to hire salaried employees or hire virtual professionals, which are generally contracted, or international talent, you might say, there's going to be a number of factors that do contribute to a healthy bottom line. Some of these might be financial, social, and technology-enabled collaborative factors. The workforce that does contribute to a healthy bottom line should be a combination of all of these things. But ultimately, it's going to come down to you as an individual, where you are at within your business. A lot of it is going to depend on finances as well, and your hiring budget allocation. So weigh up the pros and cons that I've listed in this video here. If you're unsure and you need some clarity, or you want to ask me a question on any of this, be sure to drop me a line and I will get back to you and comment back within the next 24 to 48 hours. And in the meantime, be sure to check out my latest video on the 5 types of VAs you need to be avoiding, and this other video here on why you should consider hiring from the Philippines. Now, if you did like this video, I would would love it if you could like and subscribe to my channel. It helps me to reach more people like you, and be sure to hit that notification bell to get my next video on how hiring a virtual assistant can help you within your business and your agency. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you watching this, and I'll see you on the next one.